Hey guys, Tbull here. Today we got a game in the Suzuya for you. Yeah, we've had a couple games in the Suzuya lately. Well, we're trying to grind these tier 8 ships out, right? I just bought the Minnesota here a moment ago. Now we need to get some mods. Alright, so clearly that screenshot wasn't taken post-purchase. I'm down to about 2.5 million credits at the moment. So Suzuya, excellent moneymaker. And by the way, it's a hell of a lot of fun to play. So it's one of my top recommended premiums. This game... over 200,000 damage. So think about 3,500 on the scoreboard at the end. So it's a pretty damn good game. We're going to get a lot of medals in this one. So I think you guys are going to enjoy it, even if we've seen the Suzuya recently. All right, so we spawn in on the western flank here. Epicenter is the name of the game. One destroyer per side and carrier. All right, so we're going to be looking for opportunities to move forward here. Maybe try and get a little bit on the flank there. We're going to trend towards the southwest here. See what we can see. We're going to be careful of any planes coming in. We don't want to get spotted. Trying to throw some zone torps down there. Looking at it here, it's tough to tell. I don't think it quite gets behind that middle island, but I'm thinking, destroyer, if he's being really aggressive, tries to get right in the middle, capture all those bases at once. Maybe they hit him, maybe not, but, we're not going to have a good torpedo shot, most likely in the next minute or two anyways. So throw him down there, see what happens. We are getting located, keeping that in mind, and keeping an eye on that plane, all right, because we're basically broadside to the whole team. We know that, but we do have pretty good concealment, and we know, we don't know where the destroyer is yet. But I think usually I'm expecting to have an opportunity to turn away. All right, so Chumfan coming in here, Asian, I think that's the tier 6. Now my, travel time for the shell's downrange better than his, so if he really wants to pick a long-range fight, I don't really mind that. Suzuya is definitely a tougher ship than that, but here's the Vok. Now he's moving in forward. Like we said, there's one destroyer, so if we can do some damage on this guy and get him off the board, that would be ideal, or at least help, right? As we got our destroyer posted up in the middle, he's trying to capture the base. Vok a little late to the party, probably was checking out TikTok before the match started, but he is moving into position now. Now we'll see what we can do. So we're spotted, we're targeted. There's a Tirpitz, sniping Tirpitz, backline Betty Tirpitz. All right. Not afraid of him. Easy to dodge those shots. Got to keep an eye on him, though, because the closer we get to him, and now that he is spotted due to these two islands right there, blocking me from him, he could potentially push into me very aggressively, show up 10 kilometers away, and all of a sudden, it's a no-joke situation. All right, especially supported by that Asian cruiser. But I'm continuing to try and gain forward map position, hold the flank, strengthen our hold on it, and the Vok pops back up here, and once again we're going to open up fire on it. I think it's a relatively long range shots. What are they, about 8-9 seconds down range. Not the easiest on a destroyer, but worth taking the shots. Okay, we're going to see here we've already gotten some damage on them, and anything we can do, if we can take some of the HP down, even if we don't kill him, that limits his options. But look at that, he gone there with a vicious 10 shell strike. And down goes the Vok. All right, so that was a powerful shot there. And that changes the opportunity for red to easily score. Or it takes off their main scoring piece. Now with the carriers cruising around, capturing these bases is going to be tough for anyone in the destroyer. But that's a big distinct advantage. All right, Flyboy finds us over here. He attempts to torp. We dodge. And we're just going to go ahead and turn away. We've kind of gone as far forward as we can safely go. Again, we don't know exactly where that Tirpitz is. And getting spotted, getting targeted. It's going to take a little bit of a reset. But then we see the Wichita pop up here. And this is another very powerful piece that we need to deal with. Radar and our team's main advantage is we got a destroyer. They don't. All right, now the destroyer is hurt. And the Wichita seems to be aggressively pushing into him. So I'm going to risk my own health a little bit here and try and at least ward him off, if not help kill him. We'd, of course, like to get that radar completely removed, but if we can make him think twice from rushing the destroyer, that's another positive result that we can hope to achieve. So, trying to put more distance between me and the Tirpitz / Chumfan back there. I know they've had an interest in shooting at me, so want to make it harder. I want to continue to aggressively push this Wichita, though. We do take a bit of a damage there. I think that was that Tirpitz getting those shots dialed in. So, even though the German battleships at range obviously aren't very accurate, if they do hit you, they could still cause some problems. So you do want to be careful of that. But again, mainly focused on seeing if my team's even playing, and secondly focused on getting this Wichita out of here. So a few guys on the team doing a good job shooting at him. You just need to recognize, okay, what's our advantage? Oh, we got a destroyer. What's the main counter of the destroyer? The radar cruisers. Okay, let's try and defend the advantage that we got here. All right, he's doing a good job attempting to pressure the middle of the base, but Wichita can, of course, take that destroyer out if allowed to move in. So you can see the Wichita's turned off here. We got some fires pushing them off. That's all we really need. We just need them away from the destroyer. Again, we want to kill him, sure, but that's the main goal, is play a little bit of defense and push him away. So moving back into position here now, we got to evaluate the game. They got a 3 battleship division moving up the east quite aggressively, and they're over the equator, the midpoint. They're into our spawn at this point in time. Our carrier doesn't look like he's probably quite in range yet, but getting close. So, we do need to keep an eye on that, even though, again, we want to control the mid is much more valuable from a scoring position. But if they envelop us like that, then we can have some problems. You can see they did kill the battleship that they're teaming up on. So at this point in time, I'm thinking, okay, we got the Wichita off, we got the destroyer. Our guy just got the one base that he's going to be able to get. This is about as good as we can leave this situation right now. Now we have to deal with this battleship formation over here. Now it's going to be very difficult because of Suzuya, its damage per minute, typically less than the will to rebuild that you're going to see in these super divisions that are going for the invincibility build. So going to hope that our team, number one, is going to be contributing, chiming in, and trying to even this fight up. And hopefully they're all going to notice who's low, who's getting shot. We do need to work in conjunction. I, of course, will need to be paying attention as well. If everybody on my team's shooting someone else, I might have to give up what I think is the better target, just because, again, overcoming will to rebuild, very difficult unless you guys are working together. So the advantages we're going to have is we can hopefully set these guys on fire. Kansas, nice, big, robust superstructure. He's the one I want to start with, or Iowa. Both of them are relatively low. Both of them are relatively susceptible to our attacks. So we'll just kind of pick one or the other, start damaging them, and keep an eye on both their healths. We're going to throw some torps down as well here, just in case they survive this and then turn in aggressively, right? They want to close the distance to the guys shooting at them, typically. At least they should on paper. A lot of battleships, of course, don't like to close the distance, but that's another topic altogether. But if they do that, there's those torps that'll be arriving in that position, hopefully roughly at the same amount of time that it's going to take for them to close in. So defensive zoning torps, we just want to make certain areas of the map very dangerous. That's what these Japanese cruisers torps are designed to do. We're not going to be bum rushing people and torping. Oh god, didn't notice that dude there scraping sides. Definitely don't want to get stuck broadside against 3 battleships. That would be the end of this game very quickly. Kansas, he's on the ropes. He's got fires. He's got problems. He's getting his will to rebuild on, yes, of course, but looks like multiple guys on the team are shooting at him, and he's having a tough time, especially with an additional fire here. He's gonna just not quite invincible enough. Needs to level that commander up just a little bit more, and then he'll be fully invincible. So nice try, good commander build, yes, almost worked, but unfortunately not this time. All right, so something happened to the Iowa, and now here's the Vanguard. So we broke up that formation, right? We've eliminated the will to rebuild out of that sector. Of course, the Alabama's desperately trying to gain ground and get up there and start will to rebuilding all over again. So we might have to deal with that again, but the main problem, obviously, is the middle of the map is now being flipped. All right, now that's going to be a bit of an issue. This is an even fight here thus far. We got 3 battleships down there. You got a destroyer, a cruiser, and 2 battleships. So in terms of value, we're doing better than they are. But in terms of raw strength and potentially HP, we haven't had a chance to scan around. They might have a decisive edge in certain respects. So got to keep an eye on everything. This game's quite complicated at this point in time. Destroyer aggressively trying to hold the middle there, but he's going up against that Chumfan, I believe, or I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Yeah, there he pops up right there. Now something whacked him, which is nice, but Shumfan can tear a destroyer up very quickly, especially at point blank range there. So that play's making me nervous. They also have a battleship kind of in the middle of the board. Suzuya is very, very good at fighting battleships 1v1, so I'm not as concerned about him. We'll take a shot on the Tirpitz, who's the battleship in the middle. We'll take that until we get a shot at the Chumfon. Trying to spread some fires around. Why not? We got Vanguard on fire. We shoot the Tirpitz, get him on fire, hoping he's going to go behind that island, disengage. This is the main guy we're looking for, but he's kind of parked defensively behind there. Nothing we can do yet. So just being very careful, being very aware of what's going on, because, yeah, we're broadside against all the battleships. Luckily, 2 of them are blocked right now. The other one doesn't seem to be targeting me. And the Vanguard on the ropes. So we've obviously gotten quite a bit of damage here. 14 fires already with the 2 kills. But we're just getting started here. We've only used about 40% of our HP. And these battleships, luckily, they're kind of spread out. So they're not utilizing their inherent will to rebuild advantage, which is good. We're going to try and capitalize on this. Noticing the torps are about to come up. We're going to try and launch these again, kind of right around that edge of the island, zoning torps once again. If Alabama decides he wants to push me, try and kill me, he might do it, certainly, but he might get killed in the process. So that's, again, the idea with these torps. Very dangerous there with the Tirpitz coming around. Of course, we set him on fire, so I'm just a little surprised he doesn't have more of a focus on getting revenge on me there, but luckily for us, he did not blow us up there. And for shits and giggles, we go ahead and set him on fire again. We got another layer, another base captured, and at this point in time, things are looking a little dicey. These battleships are both close range. Carrier, of course, is deciding he's going to try and kill me as well. And I think he might be spotting these torps. In fact, it's almost certain that he's spotting these torps. So lowering the effectiveness, that's another side advantage of the carrier targeting certain ships, is if they're launching torps, they basically get spotted right from the launch, and then if the teammates zoom out once in a while, they'll likely be able to dodge them at long range. Alabama, I don't think those first batches were spotted, though, and he did take a couple of those. Is there a flood on there? I can't tell. Doesn't look like it. Looks like he damaged con the flood. But that means he's on cooldown now, so if we can get another fire, that's potentially game-changing from his perspective. So, desperately trying to do that. We're down to about a quarter of our health now, expecting to go down, right? When we get these battleships within 10, 12 kilometers, if they know how to aim at all, yeah, we're going to have a hard time surviving. All right, so a little close for comfort here. But as you can see, we've gotten basically every medal ever invented by any navy in the world. And it's been a pretty effective game, right? It's not going to be considered over yet. Certainly not. But the fact that we've been ticking points on these bases, we had the one going for the majority of the game. We've added another one, which I believe is continuing to produce some points, at least in the short term. That's a good start, right? All the destroyer really has to do is survive. Now, 2 minutes left. I think if Red had an additional 5 minutes, they actually would have won this game just by sinking everyone. They do kill the destroyer. I think they get close to killing the cruiser, and then if played properly, they could kill the battleship over time. But we do run out on time. We do win and score, and that'll do it for the game. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. New to the channel, consider subscribing. Lots of World of Warships coming all the time. Questions, comments, leave them below. Love to hear from you guys, and we'll see y'all later. All right, peace.